Now we've got Texas Congressman Chip Roy with us. He represents the district where Kerrville is located and faces extensive destruction from the flash floods. He joins us now. You can see them there. Hi, Congressman. Nice to see you, sir. We're praying for your area. We're praying for your district. I can't imagine the unbelievable tragedy that we've been reporting on all morning. You know, sir, what should we know so far about the search and rescue efforts? Let's start there.
Yeah, first of all, thank you for the prayers. Thanks for everybody across the country who've reached out. It's been overwhelming. The response here in Texas has been extraordinary. People wanting to volunteer, people getting in their cars and just showing up to come down to Kerrville. The search and rescue mission has been extraordinary. Between the state and the locals, we've had about 1,000 additional resources down on the ground on top of the local officials. The local sheriff, the local city manager here have done a yeoman's work working through to do this. You pointed out just a minute ago about 850 kids were evacuated and were able to be removed and rescued from the areas. There's 18 camps in that area. Camp Mystic is now pretty well known, but there's a bunch of camps there, 18 of them. One of my law school classmates yesterday was coming here to pick up his daughter. I have other friends and family who have been coming into town to get their kids. My kids are 14 and 15 years old, so kids from their school were here. Several of their schoolmates were in Camp Mystic. We've got friends who are among those girls that are missing, and it's tragic and it's sad. And you know, look, what they're doing on the ground though is really extraordinary. They're still in a search mission. The governor made very clear yesterday this is still a search mission. Now, we all know that as every second goes by, you know, it starts moving towards recovery. But right now, they're still holding out hope and turning over every rock and looking under every tree and trying to find anybody they can. And it's not just the kids, right? There were many, many adults in campgrounds, people, locals. I went into a gas station the other night, and a Marine was there at the counter, and he said, I lost my Marine buddy, and we don't know where he is. Yesterday, I talked to somebody who found a dog up in the tree, and they're looking for their friend. So it was an extraordinary event where you had literally 30 feet of water elevation right behind me here in about an hour. So we're going to continue to work through this.
Yes, sir. What can you tell us about your district? What can you tell us about the resolve of residents in Kerr County, Texas?
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty extraordinary and tough lot. This is, I always joke on the campaign trail. I don't joke. I always say that it's the best part of the best state in the best country in the history of the world. It's beautiful. There's a reason these 18 camps are here. But it's a strong a group of folks. You know, there's a lot of German heritage in this area. There's a lot of, you know, Tex-Mex influence where cultures come together. Very proud of it, the live music scene. In fact, we were all supposed to be here. My family planned on being here, right down on the river behind me, where we are every summer for the July 4th celebration with Robert Earl Keen, who's a local favorite, a well-known musician who's from Kerrville. And he's been great. He's been out there posting stuff on social media. Everybody's coming together. I know there'll be benefits, there'll be money raised, people will step up, and we're going to rebuild the area. But right now, we continue to search and pray for those families. You know, I met with the families last night of those who have still not found their little girls from Camp Mystic. It's one of the toughest meetings I've ever had to have. And, you know, Mary Liz Eastland was there, and she was the camp director, and her dad, father-in-law, Dick, he lost his life 48 hours ago getting in a Tahoe trying to grab 3 of those little girls from the camp and get them up to safety. And he was been here for years running that camp. There's stories like that, the heroes that saved lives, camp counselors, another woman who lost her life, who was one of the camp directors, who saved little girls' lives before she perished. You know, the prayers, the church community that's been coming together. I can't put it into words, the number of people, the President of the United States who's reached out to me personally, the Secretary of Homeland Security who came here yesterday, the governor who's been here. It's been a team effort. We'll come together. This is Texas. That's what we do.
You know, sir, there'll be a lot of finger pointing and assigning a blame in the coming days. Is there blame to be assigned here? Is that the appropriate conversation?
Yeah, I mean, in classic Washington, D.C. fashion, everybody wants to politicize everything. 48 hours, like 48 hours after a flood came through here and ravaged our community, where we're still trying to heal and talk to the parents who have lost loved ones, still try to find little girls, still try to find adults out here. And only in D.C., only in the political world, are they already finger pointing. Look, there's going to be time to go review what can be done differently. What can you do to make sure that people have a earlier alert? What can you, but the response is going to be, we've got to move all these camps away. Why would you have camps down here by the water? Well, you have camps by the water because it's by the water. You have camps near the river because it's a beautiful and wonderful place to be. And so I hope that we will have a measured approach. We will go through this in the future, figure out the right approach. Don't point fingers. Maybe there were Democrats that were involved with not doing something. Maybe there were Republicans involved with not doing something. Or maybe, just maybe, when you have 19 federal bureaucrats that you have to talk to as the state of Texas to figure out the weather, maybe you need fewer bureaucrats. I don't know. But
Sir,
we'll figure that out next week or in a month.
I hear the
right
emotion.
Now, why don't we just focus on helping these people?
Yes, sir. I hear the emotion in your voice. Before we go, I just want to offer the opportunity, real quick message. What is your message to your district right now, suffering so badly?
Well, these are wonderful people. We're praying for them. The whole country's praying for them. The president, everybody involved. I've gotten colleagues from both sides of the aisle reaching out from all over the country. And I just want everybody to remember the courage, the heroic sacrifice of those literally who gave their lives to save some of those little girls' lives. Camp counselors, camp directors, Dick Eastland, who ran that camp, Camp Mystic. He's like the third owner over the last 100 years. They're going to celebrate their 100th anniversary next year, and I hope they're open. I hope people stay resolved in figuring out what we can do to make this all work going forward. Too many memories and too much history here for us not to go forward. But just keep praying for all the families involved. And I cannot say enough about the teamwork here, regardless of party, from the president on down, to get this done for the people of Texas.
And, sir, we hear the pain in your voice, the pain of your district right now as well. We're praying for everyone there. We're praying that for the search and rescue. We're praying those 27 girls are found. Congressman Chip Roy, thank you, sir. We appreciate you. God bless.
Thank you all. Appreciate you.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.